Yes, sir. What's the deal, yo? Welcome back, man, to No Moral Victories, man. Subscribe, like and comment. Tell me how you feel. Hey, man, shout out to my sponsors, man. Downhill Socks, man. The link is in the description right now. Go get yours right now. Tell them I sent you. Today, we are reacting to wannabe gangsters realizing they're going to jail, man. Let's see.
These are three never-before-seen examples of when wannabe gangsters realizing they'll be serving prison time. Starting with the case of 18-year-old Conrad Troja, who in September of 2010 was leaving school when he was approached by a man holding a handgun. Conrad was ordered to take off his bag and hand it over, but when he refused, he was shot in the chest by the man. Miraculously, Conrad managed to stumble away from the scene and call for help before collapsing and dying on the spot. The suspect fled immediately, but was later identified as Edtavion Wilcox, who was brought in for attempted murder. But as it turns out, he wasn't all that tough in the interrogation room.
Alright, here's the deal. You know something else happened. I don't sit here and talk to you without knowing what the deal is, alright? We've been talking
Subscribe.
people, we've been interviewing people, we've been showing people pictures, we've been looking at video. I didn't bring you up here because you weren't wearing your seatbelt, okay? You got arrested for burglary before and they didn't even bring you up here. Obviously, it's something a little more serious.
Wilcox is trying to remain calm and pretend as though he's got no idea what this is all about. Little does he know, his getaway driver had also been apprehended and confessed to everything.
Woo! Do them crimes by yourself, man. Free the guys. R.I.P. to the victims.
Now the detective just has to find a way to get him to confess as well.
This is going to go one of two ways. You're either going to be a guy who made a mistake, hanging around the wrong place, the wrong time, did something dumb, or you're going to be a guy that goes out and likes to shoot people for fun, okay? Listen, and before you say anything, I think you're a guy that made a mistake. I know you were there, okay? I know what happened. I've talked.
Hey, man, they playing that good cop, bad cop, man. Don't fall for it, man.
The victim. The victims picked you out of a photo lineup and said, that's the guy that shot me, okay? Here's the deal. I don't think you shot that guy because you're a bad person. You didn't mean to kill that guy, okay? What happened was you were just trying to snatch his backpack. He started fighting with you, and you got scared.
So y'all saying I shot somebody?
I know you shot somebody.
Imagine you're an 18-year-old kid who got in over their head and ended up shooting and killing an innocent civilian. No matter who you are, you'll be feeling scared, a feeling that'll only be amplified when a police officer asserts that they know exactly what happened. Wilcox will be feeling rattled now, as the cop talks.
When them cops say they know something, man, it's a whole different feeling, man.
He's slumped over in his chair, implying he's interested in what the cop is saying, and as soon as he's allowed to talk, all his responses sound confused and even bewildered. The cop knows he has him on the back foot. Now he just needs to close it out.
You're 18, right? You're 18.
18?
Yes? Yeah. This is where you need to stand up and be a man and admit you made a mistake. I know you weren't trying to kill that guy. I know that because you're not the kind of guy that does that. You panicked. You got scared. You got in over your head. The victim's making you out to be a stone cold, just straight up thug killer. Guy that doesn't give a crap about anybody else. All right? If you keep going down the path you're going down, telling me you didn't have anything to do with it, it's not you, who are people going to believe? Are they going to believe you or are they going to believe the victim? They're going to have to believe the victim because you didn't give me your side of the story.
Wilcox is being pushed into a corner. The detective is using the facts that he knows Wilcox is just in over his head, but is using language in such a way that makes him feel like he's accused of being this cold-blooded monster. His reactions to this prove just...
Damn, them cops be trying to get you in that corner, boy. Don't let them do it to you, man.
How well this technique is working. He stares at the ground, implying shame, and rubs his head in a pacifying behavior that shows how stressed he is.
A guy that sits there like you is not a guy that goes around and kills people. You understand what I'm saying? You have remorse. You're sorry. I can see it on you. You just need to take that next step. What happened in that parking lot? Did you guys plan it? Or did it just happen?
Damn,
bruh. Huh? I can't. What'd you say?
Go back to jail.
Don't, here, Remember how we talked about that? Don't think about that. That's the least of your concerns right now.
In a breakdown that's far from gangster,
Yeah,
Wilcox
right.
starts to cry and laments on how he absolutely can't go back to jail. The detective uses this moment of vulnerability to press him further and tells him he has one last opportunity to be honest and let everybody know that he isn't the monster they think he is.
Do you say, stop hitting me or I'm going to shoot you? Anything like that?
I was like,
I mean, when if they get him to confess, they ain't gonna take it easy on him. Shit, I don't know what they think is supposed to happen right here, man.
I had my hand like
Do your job and
So you
figure
had your
it
left
out,
hand like up
man.
against him, trying to push him away?
I was trying to make him stop
They're
hitting
gonna
me.
get you with that
Where was the
murder.
gun?
I don't think they're gonna get him with that manslaughter.
Which pocket? How many times did you shoot? What happened after you pulled the trigger? Did he fall down or was he still standing up? Where'd you hit him?
I didn't even know.
Okay. So you fired that one round. What happened? You just froze up?
And just like that, Octavian Wilcox confessed to shooting Conrad Tohan
Shot him
and
and
was
he was
sentenced to
still
life in
down.
prison.
Look at him. Told you they gonna give you that murder. They ain't gonna give you. They don't want you to confess to give you a couple of days in jail, man. They gonna try to give you that most time. You just kill
Over a
somebody,
school
man.
bag. But while he'll be spending the
Did you
rest of
even
his
get
life
the
in prison,
backpack?
Demetrius Cox wasn't so lucky. Throughout the beginning of 2020, a war between rival gangs 438 and AF-NF began to break out. Many shootings were
Florida.
reported, with dozens of deaths attributed to just these two gangs, with one of these occurring on the 14th of April. Shots were fired at a house party in Davenport, Florida, resulting in the death of 20-year-old Wolf Luma. The killer was identified almost immediately as Demetrius Cox,
Demetrius.
also 20 years old. 2 weeks later, Cox was brought in on the suspicion of murder, and an interrogation began, ending in one of the most shocking moments in interrogation history.
Dang, dude. You can shake my hand? I can. And I didn't shake your hand before because we weren't able to, but now we can, right?
Yes, sir.
Number one, I gotta tell you, I'm pretty impressed of the way they, just overall, your persona as it is.
Yes,
so I appreciate the respect. It's gonna be given right back to you, okay?
Okay.
Cox starts the interrogation out respectfully, but as the interview continues, he starts to annoy the detective by withholding information that could get members of his gang into trouble. This type of loyalty is extremely common in these types of cases, but can prove to work against you, as it...
Don't do the crime if you can't do the time, man. Make the police do their job.
Just a few minutes
Make
later.
the police do
I'm
their
not
job.
saying you went there for the wrong reasons. However, man, I tell you one thing. You know how they say, like, victims, and suspects, things like that? I thought that you were a victim.
Sure I am, but now y'all make it like I'm a suspect.
No. I thought you were a victim. I thought you were a victim, and I thought that you were going to give us the justification, the explanation for what happened.
Listen.
But you come in here and you can't even with little details like that. Like, who cares? If Papa J is there, why can't you just be honest and say, yeah, he was there?
Come on, police, man. You know he can't say that. Come on, man. He can't say that.
I got another question for
What's a
you.
little, like, hard about the truth?
What's interesting about this case, though, is that the cop actually isn't 100% sure that Cox is the killer. As Cox mentions earlier, most of the evidence in the case is hearsay, and detectives could have a
Make the police do their job, man. They want everybody to confess and all that and say who did it, yada mean.
time
Do your
using it in
job.
court. This is why Cox is here in the first place.
RIP to
If
all
they
the
could
victims.
could extract a confession, it'd make their lives a whole lot easier. But Cox isn't budging.
Okay, listen. If you want to tell me what happened, I'm all ears.
I just tried to tell you what happened.
Look at me in my face. Look at me in my face.
You not.
If you tell me the truth, I will believe you.
Told you the
But there's
truth,
an
man.
explanation for what happened.
So you trying to say I'm the explanation or something? That's what I'm asking.
It's like you're hearing me, but you're not listening to me. Listen.
I'm listening to you, but you're not letting me. You gotta break it down for me. Please
Listen
just
to
break
me.
it down.
Listen to me. Okay. I think that you might have been a victim. But I cannot believe a victim when they leave little things out, little details about that night. Okay?
Come on, man.
I told you all I know.
Some bad happened, man. Some bad.
I understand what
And
you're
I don't
saying.
think that you forced it. I don't think that you or your buddies or anybody else, well, maybe you were running your mouth a little bit, but it wasn't justified what happened. Okay.
Eventually, the detective decides that he's not going to get anything else out of Cox and calls off the interrogation. But that's not where the case ends. In fact, the most interesting but tragic part happened just hours after the interrogation was held. Later that day, Cox was released on bail, but 11 hours later, he was shot and killed by another gang member. Meaning if he had actually confessed, he just might have spared his own life, even if it was spending that life in prison. But well,
that's crazy. As soon as he got out of jail, he got killed, man. Retaliation. In this video, they trying to say if he would have confessed to doing it, he would have been in jail and maybe he would have survived. You never know, man. Damn. Fresh out of
kept it together in his interrogation and preserved his gangster image. The same cannot be said for Cody Forencam, a gangster whose crime was littered with errors and stupidity from the very start. After his phone was stolen at a convenience store, Cody went on a tyrannical rampage around his area looking for any signs of the stolen device. Surveillance footage captured him walking past 15-year-old Deshaun Hills, pulling a gun from his backpack and firing 3 shots at the boy, killing him instantly. Witnesses and surveillance footage helps police identify Cody almost immediately, and he was quickly brought in for interrogation.
You know, what I just did with the people yesterday, these motherfuckers was able to do this to me. They was able to look at.
Okay. Well, I'll take a look at this in a second.
I'm saying, look how they do me.
Okay.
Look how they do me. They just kicked my mom's door open, man.
Well, they didn't kick your mom's door open.
Yeah, they did, man.
No,
I was on the phone, man, with somebody while it happened, man.
We were there. We were there at your mom.
Come on, man. I said, like I said, man. I ain't about that.
Shut
I
your
don't gang bang.
up, man.
I don't do,
You
you know what I mean? I ain't with the guns.
Kid,
Cody here is referring to a search warrant that was used by police to gain access to his mother's house and
I ain't rocking with this dude right here killing an innocent dude like that, man. I ain't rocking with
evidence.
that, man.
Well, his anger about this is
I ain't
likely from a
rocking
place
with
of truth.
Fuck your mom's
He's also
door.
using it as a way to try and argue his innocence. This is also backed up by the fact that he immediately tells the cop that he has nothing to do with gang activity or guns.
Subscribe, like, comment right now, man.
Won't take long for this facade to fall apart.
We're here because you're involved with this murder. You've told people. That's why you're here. That's why you're not in Minneapolis. Okay? We have talked to people, all right, that have put you there at the scene. There's video of you at the scene. The whole time. Okay, we know why you're there.
I ain't buying it.
You're not buying it. I'm not here to lie to you, though. Why would I lie to you?
I ain't buying it.
You're on video. Okay, people are talking to you.
He act like it's his decision if he going to jail or not, man. Come on, man.
You're talking to them. Okay?
You approach people and talk to them.
On the evening of the murder, Cody had been walking around the area asking people if they saw the person that took his phone and aggressively confronting people that he suspected. He was also clearly seen on surveillance footage at multiple stores and businesses in the Minneapolis area, so any arguments he has here that he was elsewhere are completely invalid.
Cody, all we're trying to do... Here's the thing. Can I just say something? If I was sitting in your chair... and I had...
Dude, I got mercy, dude.
Hold on a second.
I got mercy, dude. Look at this.
Sit down.
Look at this.
Sit down.
Look at this.
Yep, sit down.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Here, man.
So,
It's really, I don't even want to. Like,
here's
I'm
one thing.
mad.
One thing. Hold on.
I'm so mad right now. No, I was supposed to. ERT. Ooh. Then y'all come talking about some goofy shit that I don't
Goofy.
know about.
It's a murder.
Some goofy shit.
It's a murder.
Some goofy shit. Like I ain't never.
Well, here's what I'm going to say
Damn,
just
bro.
before we go,
You
okay?
did.
Was that if I was sitting in your chair and I had two people ask me where I was on a specific day and they're saying that I did a murder.
That's what Durfee did with me just yesterday.
I'm not talking about
I'm
Durfee.
saying if you ask me what I ate for dinner, I might not remember.
Also take a look at Cody's language and demeanor in general. Right from the start, he's been defensive and attempting...
I don't like how they be breaking down body language and tone and stuff like that, man. Because that's the way for the cops try to put you under and shit like that, man. It don't matter if I'm saying the truth. It don't matter how I'm saying it, man. I don't care if I'm rubbing my
every
head
single
and shit
thing
like
the
that,
detectives
man.
have said to him. Instead of respectfully listening to their points and trying to give counters to the cops' evidence, he either
Fuck what
talks
the
over
cops
them
gotta
or
say,
just says,
man.
I
It's
don't
my
believe you,
innocence on the
and
line,
fails
man.
to give any evidence in his defense. If Cody was innocent,
It's a life
he'd
sentence
likely
he
be doing
looking at.
everything he can to stay on the cops' good side and help them out by providing evidence that would acquit him. And as it turns out, he was about to start providing evidence. evidence that would send him straight to jail.
Oh, you would have Wally's and boom, 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 boom.
You were by Wally's,
I
absolutely.
was by Wally's.
You were?
But y'all don't know the story.
Well, tell me.
You was supposed to be in the motherfucking face, stole my phone, all that stupid shit. That don't mean I pulled the motherfucking trigger. Just because some people say some shit, that's what it is. That's what it is. So y'all gonna go with the fuck here anyway.
He's going to jail.
I was over at the store and I got fucking my. That's what that was.
Who jumped you?
I don't, like I said, I don't know. That don't make me no murder.
When?
I called my big cousin. My big cousin come get me. He, what it look like? I said, one was, I don't know. Nothing came with it.
Whoo! That boy done said the N-word and everything, boy.
You act like, can I pull the trigger?
He's out of here.
When did you get jumped, or when did you get your stuff robbed? Cody, so somebody jumped you for your phone, right? Did they get anything else from you? Or did you have money? Did you have
Wallet, ID. Man, send it on. Arguing with my.
He got like he finna go home after this.
In an outburst of more anger,
Finna go
Cody
home?
has just put himself right next to the scene of the crime and given the officers a motive for the murder. For the next 4 minutes, Cody scrambled to get himself out of the hole he just dug himself into. But it was already too late. With the evidence they already had,
Hey, man. Go talk to your lawyer first, man.
plus what essentially amounted to a full confession, Cody was found guilty of murder and sentenced to 38 years behind.
Damn, man. Don't do the crime if you can't do the time, man. Ah, man. Hey, do y'all think cops be studying shit like this? Like, I hate how they be trying to read body language and tone and shit like that, man. But, hey, RIP to all the victims out there, man, for sure. Don't wish that on nobody, man. Ah, that's tough, man. That's tough. Comment, like, subscribe. I need that subscribe for sure. I need that subscribe. I need you to watch the whole video, man. I need the watch hours up. Trying to get some money off of YouTube, man. And shout out to my good people. The link is in the description. Come on, man. Let's get it.